Hey everybody, well, as I mentioned before, I've been doing some work to Jessie, and today I finally finished her. Do you want to have a look? Yeah, there she is. I hope people didn't think I was doing more than this. Basically what I've done is I've got some spoke guards in orange and black quarters. Sorry, not quarters. I wanted to do quarters, but there was a problem with that, which was with the number of spokes when you divided it, it ended up being like 4.5 spokes, so you can't do that. So with a bit of maths, I worked out I could do it in triples. That's pretty cool. And then I've put the green rim tape round. I was going to go with orange, and I know a lot of people will be like, why the hell didn't you go with orange? I wanted something to contrast. It was a bit too much orange with everything else. So they're basically the wheels. Wasn't a particularly expensive thing to do. Rim tapes and the spoke guards I think came to about £35, but they really do set off the look of the wheels. They're not black anymore, they do stand out, and I really like that. Pillion handles, they've gone. Basically I had no use for them, and they used to get in the way a bit, and it neatens up, you know, the flow of the bike a bit, although I still don't like this. I'm having thoughts about maybe trying to get the light further back in here, putting a tail tidy on and just chopping this lot off. It's ridiculous how big that thing is, but I don't know. Now obviously the biggest change is the handlebars, handguards. I've had to do some work to the levers. Basically we've got some Renthal fat bars, some RFX, I don't know who the hell they are, I've never heard of them before, but I found these risers, which are also a conversion kit from the 22mm bar up to the fat bar. Some Ace handguards. Now one of the reasons I went for Ace over the cheap ones, you know, you can get off eBay, I've had those, they were shit for a start. Maybe things have got better these days, but no. Part of the problem with those wasn't the guard itself necessarily, really. Is that where you're going to choose to park right now? Yeah, this whole car park. Thanks, buddy. Thanks! The connecting gear on the cheap ones isn't very good, and it caused a lot of problems with getting away the clutch cable, but obviously these have got the cutouts. Now, I know these are probably upside down, because they probably should go under like that, but I like the clean look over the top. Did have to cut down my levers. I didn't want to do that before now, but I've had to do that, but I cut them down, filed them off, got them nice and round, resprayed them. I've got these Bike Hit Silicone Grips. Two reasons. One, I want to get a little bit of green up here, and also obviously where I've lost the ball at the end, I'd like a little bit more extra purchase on them. And that basically is it. Obviously the handlebars are the main thing, and everything up front up there. The wheels were just a design, sort of bit of a change, and taking those off was something I'd been planning to do for a while. You know, it's not an awful lot of stuff, but it does, to me, make the bike look cleaner and a bit more unique and nicer. And I have to say, I really do love these spoke guards. They look so cool. Now, where are my fucking gloves? Oh, as you may have noticed, I've got bike boots on. Yeah, don't tell the doctor. Basically, I was just like, look, I've done the work to the bike. I want to test it. So this is what this ride basically is. I've only ridden to here, and I have to say, I fucking love it. Oh, before I get going, I just remembered, I also took off lots of little bits like the clips for the brake line, sprayed those black, other bits and pieces. Basically, where they were bare metal before, you know, they're showing a bit of corrosion on them, so I was like, grind them down, spray them up. Even if the spray doesn't last all that long, I'll just go over them again, I don't really care. The side stand, I need to spray that actually. It's made such a difference for me though, getting these bars that are higher. Oh, I must mention, there is a vlogger out there called Mr. Motovlog, and he has done a very similar thing to these. In fact, I think these are the same bars he's got, but he's used the Pro Taper risers, which are a little bit taller than these. and they are nice, but I decided to go with these ones instead because I didn't want quite such a rise, because the bars are quite wide as it is. But the main difference for me that's made it feel much better is, rather than be where I was before holding a little down here, I was a little bit hunched over. I can now sit up so much more sort of straight, and it just feels great. It's just really chuckable. Obviously I haven't ridden it all that much. Crows! Hello babies! I'm back! Fuck off! Sorry. Yeah, it's completely changed the feel. And it's also because it's risen up a little bit. It just the steering feels a lot more different. But in a good way. And I was saying, yeah, the reason I think me and Mr. Motovlog came to the same conclusion with bars is because I wanted orange bars. I thought, come on, orange bike, orange bars. I've got to go with that. I was looking around. I could only find 2 types of Renthal bar in orange that weren't mini bars, as it were, like shortish ones. And they were these and the Ricky Carmichael high bars, and I was like, well, I don't want really high ones, so I didn't get those. Oh, see? Just so much smoother and nicer. These have got a bit of a rise on them, quite a bit of rise on them compared to my old ones. And that's to say one of the reasons I went to get these converting risers rather than the Pro Taper ones, partly because the Pro Taper ones weren't available, and secondly because these are a little bit lower. They haven't got that 20mm rise on them. It's probably more like 10 or 15. Yeah, so that's why I went with this way. Did you notice something though? It's rather interesting, I noticed. Because of the way that these risers are designed, you can either have them so they're further apart or closer in, because the U-shaped piece of metal which fits into your existing bar mount can be put on the inner side or the outside. Well, obviously if you put them one way and you had both of these graphics like printed the right way round, if you put them the other way around, both would be upside down. So what they did to combat this was just put one upside down and one right around, so no matter which way round you do it, you'll always end up with one the right way and one the wrong way. So that's the bars and the risers. As I say, the handguards, they're much, much better than the cheap ones. I know the cheap ones are cheap, but if I was to buy the cheap ones plus the fat bar conversion kits, and yeah, okay, it's probably going to be about £30 cheaper than the Ace ones, but I was just like, you know what, I want something good. I want it to be... my Chinese ones I had before, okay, they were alright, but they didn't fit properly. I had to bend them. One of the holes on the side wasn't countersunk. Well, it was, but it was on the inside rather than the outside because some fucking idiot had gone and countersunk them the wrong way round. But they were never that strong onto the bar. These are fucking solid. I'm not even kidding. You tap them and you can feel the whole bar vibrate. So much better. And they've already helped because I put the bike in the back garden thinking I was going to do this video from home. And, you know, they knocked all the trees out of the way and everything, did a perfect job of what I want them to do if I want to go green laning and stuff like that. But then I decided, fuck it, I'm going to try and get my boot on. And I did, I got it on. And I'll be honest right now, it fucking kills. But fuck it, right now I don't care because I'm back on the bike. What's this going to mean for the future as vlogs-wise goes? I'm going to see what I can get away with. I've got a couple of vlogs in reserve. I need to rest my foot for a day or two now because all this working on the bike, when I say all this working, I mean like a few hours standing each day, has made my ankle explode. It's really swollen up around, it's like the top of my foot around the side of my ankle. But anyway, what was I saying? So yeah, that's why I'm riding at the moment, but that doesn't mean to say that I'm fully back to normal yet at all. I'm just putting up with it for now, as my boot is slowly getting tighter and tighter. I can feel it. Oh, it's going to be a twat to get off. Anyway, back to the bike. Levers. The standard levers, they're too long, so I had to cut them down, as I say. Didn't necessarily want to do that because of the balls coming off them, but, you know, with them being so close to the edge, you can't really get your finger off the side, and I've added these silicone grips, which are quite nice, actually. They've got a little bit of grip to them, and so they added a little bit of green. I mean, it would be nice to get some shorty levers for this, and I've seen that Mr. Motovlog himself managed to find some, but they needed some modification to a point that I wouldn't trust in myself. You're a brave man to it, but what did you do? Put some duct tape or something on it, make it press the plunger in the master cylinder properly. I wouldn't trust that myself, but if you think it's working fine, then all good. But yeah, if one day someone suddenly manages to find some shorty levers which are direct, you know, unneeding any modification to go on, that might be something I'll consider. But these work fine. Oh, Jesse, I've missed you. I've missed the open road. Just something about it feels so much better. Obviously, as you may have heard through my Facebook, if you've been following me on Facebook, I had a nightmare of parts turning up. I had the first wheel turned up and some spokes were loose, and not just a little bit loose, completely loose. And it's like, when it's a brand new fucking wheel, oh, why did I have to get a new wheel? The reason I had to get a new wheel was because I had some broken spokes. I've already explained that in a video, you already know this. But the second wheel turned up, I had a couple of loose-ish spokes, but not enough to be an issue, so I sorted those out myself. And what was the other problem? Oh, and the sprocket studs that came were the wrong type. They were the push-in type rather than the screw-in type. Alright, alright, alright. Hey, 1 out of 4! That ain't bad. Yeah, so I had to wait another day for the right sprocket studs to turn up, and finally they have, and all is well. All in all, modifications wise, ignoring the rear wheel, I think everything came to about £180 ish, roughly, which isn't too bad. So as I say, not a huge change in the sense of loads and loads of parts. I ain't got the money to do that, but you can spend a couple of £100 and really, you know, just make the bike feel a lot better for you, the bits that you touch. Oh, but I have to say, this is awesome to get back on the bike and go for a little ride, even though I'm in ridiculous amounts of pain right now. I'm just fucking like, no, it's worth it. Nice shorts and t-shirt, buddy. You crazy bastards! I understand it, it's fucking hot. Oh, that's another thing. Oh, fantastic fucking news. My leather jacket has been fixed. Let's go and put her in the nice sunlight, shall we? Oh. Ow. Fuck. Oh, you're looking bloody gorgeous. Look at that. I like it. I like it a lot. What do you think? What do you think? There's a few more bits and pieces I want to do. One of the ideas I'm thinking about doing is getting rid of the standard graphics completely, getting a vinyl cut sticker, a big motherfucker of a nice pattern that I've got in mind, and having it stuck over the whole thing. You know, that'll look cool. Just so it isn't the same as everyone else's. I want it to really be unique. Anyway, I'll catch you next time. And it's still actually maybe more heinous than that crime is the crime of microphone sensitivity above 1 on the drift cameras anyway. You have to be sensitivity